And we welcome you back to our continuing series, and we head out east from Austin, where I'm at. And, you know, it's a great school. It's a great tradition, the Grange High School. You know, it's up, it's obviously Leslie Coltrain, the third-year coach of LaGrange. Coach, would you say, because when I go to LaGrange from Austin, okay, I'm taking 71, and when you go to LaGrange, you go up that big. It's almost like a mountain, you know, compared to Texas landscape. This is like going up a mountain to get to the school. Is that right? Is that fair?
The bluff is what it's called. The bluff runs
The bluff,
it runs
okay.
on 77. And so if you're coming from I-10 and coming north, you're going to hit the bluff and you'll go down it. And it's that snake all the way down to the Colorado River. Yep.
Okay. All right, good. So it's called the bluff. So we learned something new. That's good. Like when we get geography lessons. See, we're learning already. We're not even in school yet. So, you know, as I mentioned, this is your third year there. But, oh, my God, LaGrange has such a great history. Okay, for folks who don't know, 16 straight years, LaGrange has made the volleyball playoffs. They've been to state once, lost in the state finals in 2012. And this was, they were 3A until 2013. And then since 14, they've been 4A. Been to regional finals once, semifinals once, regional quarterfinals 7 times, area 5 times, and by district once. I would imagine, Coach, coming in, you knew that about this program, correct?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you interview for a job, you research where you're going, right?
You better know
So
something.
yeah, you better know something about it. Yes, I did. I knew that there was a history here, a legacy here, and I knew that we had athletes. So,
Right.
yeah, so it was a big draw coming here.
Well, and you just got done. I mean, you're in that 1A to 4A, so fortunately UIL has you, you know, practicing tryouts and the whole deal, unlike the 5A, 6A coaches I've been talking to. Talk about getting actually out on the court again, and also talk about the effects of COVID and what you've had to do, the arrangements you've had to make because of the pandemic that we're in.
Well, we were fortunate that we could actually still do our strength and conditioning and skills SSTs this summer as well, and that was huge for us because we actually got to still be doing that, so that when August 3rd hit, we could get on the court. We didn't have to spend that acclimation time and do all that kind of stuff because we'd already been running our strength and conditioning stuff prior to that. So a lot of the things, those protocols that were in place, the sanitizing, the face mask, the amounts of hand sanitizer, you know, all of the stuff that you do for all of your equipment, you know, we were already doing it. So starting in August, it just meant that we were all together doing it. You know, I didn't have all of my athletes during the summer. You know, not something we can require. And when they opened up the state, we had people that went, oh, we're going to go somewhere. We're going to travel. We're going to do something. So no, definitely don't hold that against the kids. So when August 3rd hit, man, we were excited to be back in the gym together.
Well, that's good to hear. And, you know, because of what we're in, UIL, like I said, 1A, 4A, we'll start a month before 5A, 6A. And I've talked to several different coaches now. I've been blessed to talk to several different coaches. One question I'd like to ask them is, do you like the separation of state tournaments, or would you rather be together? And amazingly, the 5A, 6A coaches don't like this situation because that's their chance to mingle with other coaches and see friends and talk to coaches and, you know, learn things from other coaches. Now, of course, everybody I've talked to says, I'd rather have my team there playing, of course. You know, you want to be on the court in Garland. But to me, personally, what I like about this situation, I'd rather have them all together, no question. What I like about this, and I've told Butch Hart this and Josh Koch at VYPE about this, it's a chance for 1A and 4A to shine. The 1A to 4A, they get a little bit more spotlight on that. And I've kind of grown up, you know, when I started here in 84 and have gone on, I like that separation just for this year because I think 1A and 4A volleyball has come so far. The talent, especially at the 4A level, is unbelievable. So now you'll have your own spotlight. And you talk about the Needvilles. I mean, you talk about the Sealeys that's been in state tournament. Liberty Hill now at 5A. Defending champ Fulshire now in 5A. There's some pretty darn good volleyball at the 1A to 4A level.
There really is, and I'll be honest with you. Here in Fayette County alone, you've got Round Top, Carmine, you've got Schulenburg, and LaGrange here, and then even just some of the outlying. You know, you got Columbus used to be, you know, a phenomenal program. And Kaylee's still doing a good job there, but I mean, there is some. I think people sometimes overlook that small town volleyball. We might not necessarily get all the club kids and all of that kind of stuff, but man, it's a lot of fun volleyball.
And let's give credit where credit is due. Let's not forget to mention Susan in Belleville.
Oh yes. Oh, we would be in a lot of trouble not mention Susan in Belleville. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an unbelievable level. Talk about small town ish and 4A. How much has improved? Oh, let's say over the last 5 years, just in your view.
You know, it's funny because when you're in a smaller school, you get kids who are multi-sport athletes. You don't get the kids that specialize as much as you do at the bigger schools.
Right.
And so I'll be honest with you, the UIL has really helped us out, allowing us to actually work with our kids during the summer. Mm-hmm. That's been a huge thing for the smaller schools or the outliers where it might be an hour for us to get to a good club to play at. You know, now we get to do that kind of stuff in our own gym with our own kids. God bless the UIL for taking care of us on that one.
Well, in talking with you, you mentioned the fact that your setter last year wasn't available. She got hurt the match before district, and she was out for the rest of the year. So, assuming that you're not going to play her the match before district this year and have her for district in the playoffs, let's talk about your team coming back. Give folks an idea of what LaGrange has coming back, because there's a lot. I mean, I've got the list in front of me. That's a lot of talent right there.
Yeah, we actually were running a 6-2 before we lost. She was a freshman setter. She'll be a sophomore and be back. And our other setter was a senior. She stepped in, ran a 5-1, did a great job for us, obviously, as we made the second round of the playoffs. So I don't want to take anything away from what Allie did for us last year, but Maddie coming in as a 5'11" sophomore now this year. Yeah, I looked up. She walked in the gym the other day, and I went, "You are officially taller than me now." I'm 5'10", and I'm like looking up at her a little bit now, so we're good. Yeah, I have 5 seniors, 4 returning, 4 of whom were starters on that team last year. And then, of course, bringing Maddie back. So I've got 6 returners. I have 6 newbies we added to the roster. But I've got a really good nucleus of kids who've been on varsity, who've been down this road, who have this experience coming back. Really excited about that. Have our libero back this year. She was the defensive player of the district last year. Her first year in that role, playing libero. She'd been a setter and an outside hitter.
Wow.
And I don't know what happened. I'm like, all of a sudden this kid, and even today, she picked right back up in our scrimmage today where she left off last year. I'm just like,
nice.
Yeah, she's something special. So.
And of course, that's Megan Brothers, Lainey Doyle, Natalie Blackwell, Ryan Marshall, Ashlyn Golan, and you talked about the soft. You were talking to me before about your freshman setter, now sophomore. I was like, oh my God, Maddie Fritz, yeah, 5'11". She can be taller than me pretty soon.
Yeah, and she's got a really special touch on the ball. She's doing a really good job. We're running our floor. She's doing a really good job. We've got a couple other setters on the floor too, so you never know what kind of look you're going to get, because Maddie can also swing. So you never know really what kind of look you're going to get. Lainey coming back was our other outside hitter. I call her our little jackrabbit. She jumps out of the freaking gym. And so she's really stepping in and owning her role as an as the primary outside this year too. So that's a good thing. Natalie, we've had to move her. She was a middle last year, and we've moved her outside. So she's learning a new role. She likes it. You know, those middles, they like to swing outside.
Yeah, you just have a little fun at that, huh?
Yes, yeah. So, like I said, we've just been throwing a bunch of different looks out there. We're going to see what sticks. We got a little bit better of an idea today. We play another scrimmage, 14 round robin scrimmage tomorrow. That was here at our place. So hopefully we'll start down that road of gelling and putting it all together.
Well, District 24A, couple familiar opponents, in fact, couple rivalries, Smithville and Giddings. And then you've Got Manor New Tech, the other Manor school, if you will. And then LBJ out of Austin, Eastside Memorial out of Austin. They were in Liberty Hills District last year. And then Austin Achieve High School. Give me your thoughts as we sit here now. Give me your thoughts about that district.
Well, it's new to me, brand new. We actually played LBJ last year in a tournament. We faced them in a tournament. But all the other schools, I don't know, we don't really know anything about. We know we get to drive into Austin traffic, which is always fun. So as far as the new schools go, we're looking forward to it. That's all I joked. I said, y'all, we're getting all the brand new experiences this year. You get the COVID in a brand new district. We have Smithville and Giddings, which are opponents we know well. We've seen them now in district. I don't think, even if the district changes, those we three don't seem to go anywhere, but just stick right here where we are, which is great because they're close. Giddings is, of course, our rivalry. That has been something that's been long established. So it'll be fun. It'll be an interesting dynamic this year with 50% capacity in the gyms instead of what we would normally see. So
Right. So for folks who may not know, and I always like to, when people ask me about a program, if I know about a program, I try to give them, okay, if the coach were talking to you, here's what she would say is the fundamentals, the picture of a program, what they stress, what they want to reflect, if you will. Give us LaGrange.
We're going to compete every single day. We talk about this from the first day of tryouts all the way through the season. Nothing is guaranteed for you. If you want it, you better compete for it every single day. And so it doesn't matter if we are doing our warm-ups in jumping rope, be fast, be better every single day. Compete against yourself, compete against your teammates, compete against the opponent we're against that's across the net from us. We want to make sure we are competing every day. We come out every year with a new, a new theme for the year. This year it's going to make it mean something. We had a player that we lost last year, and we lost her in January. She would have been a senior for us this year. And we want that loss to mean something. We want to represent our program and our school and our community in a way that represents her in the best light. So that is something that we are really stressing. And these 5 seniors who lost a classmate and a dear friend are taking that and running with it. And
they also know, and I'm guessing your seniors are kind of twofold. One, they know the tradition, and so they're passing it on to I would imagine they're holding the underclassmen responsible for continuing that tradition and passing on what LaGrange volleyball means to everybody.
Yeah, we talk a lot about legacy and what kind of legacy you want to leave when you leave the program. What kind of leader do you want to be seen as? Are you the mean girl that bosses everybody around, or do you lead by example and build each other up? Legacy is a big thing for us. It's something that I came in here stressing. It's one of my big tenets, and I will keep pushing it for that. It is always going to be a team first culture.
Right. Well, Coach Leslie Coltrain, thanks so much for taking time, and I look forward to seeing you in person when you make that trip over here in the Austin area. And I'll tell you, you better account for at least another 45 minutes on the road in traffic.
In a
I like
bus.
how you rolled your eyes. That was good.
Did you hear them roll or just see
Yeah,
them?
no,
Because
I heard them roll and saw them roll.
I'm famous for that one.
All right. Well, good luck getting through that first month, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right. Chuck Licata for VYPE and VYPE Live. We'll continue our series here on VYPE and VYPE Live.
Very cool.